Okay,
All
so we
right.
have another caller. Sinn, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to our next caller?
Yes. Okay. We have got Paul Rex, and they are from Florida. So, Paul Rex, how are you? Welcome to
Um,
the show.
um, it's a RaulRex, and yeah, I'm
Oh, I'm
happy to
sorry.
be here.
Apologies.
It's a fan.
I know.
Hi,
Give
Raul.
Hello. I mean, probably Courtney follows my Twitter, but because I've been camming, even on my internet's been out for a little bit. But I make solo videos and stuff.
Yep.
And I noticed that a lot of my solo videos where I jerk my cock a little bit always show a little bit more than if I, do bottoming stuff. And since I'm non-binary, I don't have big tits, but I got a fat ass, right? And I don't know, I'm a little starstruck right now. I like both of you. I really do. I really like both of you. And
Oh,
I'm
well,
trying to
thank you
trying
so
to figure out
much.
the best way I like to say this. You're welcome. You're welcome. I like because of both of you, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. I mean,
I know. I've seen your whole journey.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, you've seen it. I feel like you've encouraged a lot of my my more bolder side.
Well,
So
I
what would you
love
say?
that.
What would you say about body positivity in porn, Raul?
Personally, since I don't have big tits, that wasn't a thing to stop me, and I feel like I don't need them because I got a lot of muscle, right? I know my ass is real big, so people like that. So I was gauging a lot of my reactions on cam, to see what people like, and people like my face, people like my ass, like I said, I felt that those things validated me. I didn't feel like I didn't need any extra work. I didn't need to do anything more than what I already got on me. You know what I mean? Even though I like dressing up a lot, I will admit that's really my favorite thing. But as far as porn goes, it's like I don't see very many people like me in it, like in the mainstream stuff. Like, I'm sure Courtney knows about me retweeting like a lot of blowjob scenes and stuff I see from independent creators, a lot of POV ass stuff with different queer creators who, I gotta say, they're not quite femme and they're not quite boyish, they're like femboys. And I really like that stuff a lot. And I will admit it turns me on, right? Because I kind of do the same thing a little bit. I feel like I do it differently, but they all have partners and people to work with. I mean, I've been wanting to work with people, but it's kind of hard where I'm at the moment. But I always like blowjob porn, and then I like femboy stuff. And I very rarely see say a cute femboy do like a big old blow bang, right? Or do throat gagger type stuff. It's something that I like to see, but I don't see it much. I think I did some stuff with my toys. That stuff, I don't know why it doesn't sell, but anyway.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's like I'll make something that feels like this is amazing. This is definitely going to sell. This is so passionate and hot and horny. And then I put it up in my stores and it just doesn't do that great. And then I'll make a custom video where I'm like, this is ridiculous. No one's going to buy it. And then it sells like crazy. So I try to just not have any expectations for any clip that I make of how much money it's going to make or whatever. I just put the clips up there and let the catalog do its thing and just kind of, well, what am I going to make next? And I think the number one thing that's awesome is that I'm like a firm believer in making the porn that you want to see in the world. And I mean, Courtney's an amazing example of how that really started something that was needed, that space needed to be filled in this business. And so it sounds like you're kind of doing that for yourself already, and you know what you like to watch, and you know what you want to see more of, and you make that where you can. I will say blow bangs and stuff requires a lot of people and a lot of capital to pay them all, or just a lot of people who are really down for the cause. But you know, where depending on where we live in our community, that's really hard to get to sometimes. But I think just keep experimenting and playing.
It's on my bucket list of. I was trying to say what's on my bucket list of things I like to do. I mean, I put it like this. There's some stuff I do see, like from I forgot this German production. They go by legal porno or whatever, and I was did with Gene Hollywood. I've seen that stuff, and I will admit I got a boner watching that. I'm like, they just got every hole, you know. And even just the blowjob one they did with just her, it was like, it's almost like Evil Angel level of like Johnny Darko, like, you know, because I really like the way his stuff is very glamorous, you know, the way he shoots it. And I like the lingerie, and I like the way just the music, you know, sets the mood, and everybody just looks beautiful. And then I like Aiden Starr's stuff, which is like super fucking hot. I mean,
really
right now.
And making some really, really awesome stuff for sure. But I was curious about what you told the screener. You had a question about using slurs. Yeah. Can you like elaborate on that question? We'll see if we can give you an answer.
Oh yes, that's right. Slurs and stuff. Because hopefully when I get back to camming, but when I was camming, you know, I always hear BBC, you know, or some people just. Some guys saying, I got out of jail. I'm like, yeah, all right. It say some things I wouldn't say personally myself, right? And also I try not to market my videos like that. I don't use those terms like BBC or, you know, the F slur or, you know, things I won't say myself. If I'm mad and angry, I'll say anything but those. But,
and so I think that's the best way to be. Like, just if you know that you have reasons for not wanting to say those things, then continue to not say them. And when other people are saying it, or if, you know, what we encounter sometimes when we make custom videos is getting people who ask us to say those kinds of things. And to me, it doesn't really matter who it is asking me. I just know that I'm not going to say those things. I'm not going to put those things out into the world. So if you want me to say different things, because that's what your fetish is, like maybe we can find words that I find appropriate. But if not, then I will just turn the custom down. I will just say no, because I don't make that kind of content. There are other people you can go and find that do, but I'm not going to be that one. So I think what you're doing is the best thing, and the people who need to find your stuff they're gonna find it. And you don't ever have to do anything that you don't want to do, especially if you think it causes harm out in the world in the bigger picture. And I think that's really important. Like, I have some things that I made in the past when I was a little bit more like economically dependent and new in the business. And I look back now and I'm kind of, I don't want to say that like I'm angry that I did that, but I do wish that I hadn't. It didn't feel right at the time, but it was sort of like economic coercion and stuff like that. And now it's just like I wish I could erase that from my form history, but it's there forever. So, you know, always keeping that sort of thing in mind, and then just like making sure you're using your power to make the world like a more accepting place is really like what we should be doing.
I've really learned from you and Chelsea and Courtney's example. And whenever I go to make my content, that's what I think of, you know? Because it's sexy and hot without having to be, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, and I think you're, you know, you're like a really fine example. Well, you're a wonderful porn maker, by the way. I've seen a couple of your promos and stuff, and I'm just really happy you're doing it. You know, and it's definitely a choice if you're gonna let, you know, camming, I feel, is one of those harder jobs in the adult industry because you are getting online and you're getting faced with all kinds of people from all around the world.
Mhm.
And I definitely feel like out of all of the jobs, that's the one where you just get the most harassed, you know? So I'm really proud of you, if I can say that, for being a
Oh, thank you.
model and making porn. I think, if you keep making the stuff that you want to see, like the sloppy blowjobs and like put your fat ass out there, put your
Yes.
beautiful face out there, like I think you are gonna be on the right path to keep being a porn artist. And like, I have to admit, I've made a lot of scenes that have just never sold.
Yeah.
And I mean, raw baby, like it's gonna happen a million times.
Yeah.
Or
Like
sometimes
you
they may
just
pick up
gotta keep
later, like the
making it
algorithms
if
may
you
hit it
want to
right.
keep making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manage your expectations and just
Mhm.
like do what you like
And
doing. Have fun
yeah,
doing it,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're definitely on the right track.
And it's
Sounds
definitely like, it's the hardest thing to say no, but it's also the most powerful thing to say no. I'm not going to make porn like that. I'm not making BBC porn. I'm not going to buy into your racist bullshit.
Right.
I'm not going to buy into any transphobia or fat phobia or homophobia on my channel. You can say that, baby.
Right.
You should.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Show
will.
them your ass.
Yeah.
Well, so I
100%.
want to throw something out there really
They
quick.
got like a bunch of
Nor-
toys of
So,
normally
Raul, thank you
when
so
we
much
have
for
callers
calling us.
on,
We're gonna yeah, we're gonna move on, but we really, really appreciate you calling in, and
okay.
thank you so much.